finding that we're more overworked, job satisfaction is constantly on a low number, and you have brought to the forefront OpenAI and all of this other types of artificial intelligence. And I know you talk to this and you have some thoughts around job satisfaction, fulfillment. Pull that all together, how there's all this chaos, there's all this noise, there's all this turbulence, and we have a tool at our fingertips. And how do we understand it? How do we contextualize it? Stuff like that.
Well, you said a lot. So maybe let's start by saying, I think what we are observing right now is that the world is getting better all the time. It is better to be alive today than it has ever been. The world is getting better all the time from a standard of living, from a quality of life standpoint. What we are not observing is that the correlation between happiness and quality of standard of living, quality of life is paired. That there is this weird divergence that we are observing right now. And there's some really morbid facts. Honestly, we don't need to go into all of them. Suffice it to say that the youth are now not doing very well, right? Handguns have replaced automobiles as the number one cause of death among people between ages of 13 and 26 because of suicide. So we're observing some pretty scary trends from a mental health standpoint. At the same time, that standard of living should be, continues to improve, and it's better to be born today than it has ever been to be born. This is just a fact, and this trend should continue. So what's going on? And I think, quite honestly, I have a pretty strong opinion on this, which is that it is a result of screens and social media, that we have replaced community, time with friends and family, hard introspective work with banal, short, worthless, arguably, and now what's proven to be exceptionally addictive content and food.
And hyper negative.
And exceptionally negative. That's exactly right. This is a very good point. And so what we're observing is somehow, despite people having more free time, so more freedom, more agency in their lives, you can do more today than you've ever been able to do. Especially in the youth, people are unhappy. And, it actually polarizes in the youth and in the particularly elderly. People describe the future as being bad. And what's crazy is we can intellectualize that the future will be better than the present. I mean, we can intellectualize this, but gutturally, sort of intuitively, we're not feeling this. And I draw a pretty hard and fast rule at this point, opinion, I should say, that this is a result of screen time. This is a result of screen time and social media. And the biggest mistake we made in raising this generation was giving them phones. We should never have given them phones. They didn't need them. Every generation prior to that was fine. Phones should be kind of like cigarettes, earned once you have the ability to decide if you want to be addicted to something. What's really sad, I think, is we're going to look back on social media and this sort of device craze, not as nicotine, but as heroin comparative. I think that it is just so incredibly addictive and so incredibly destructive in a way that cigarettes actually never were, which is incredible to say. And sugar is our cigarettes. Sugar is this generation's cigarettes. Cell phones are something entirely different. And, I'm a strong supporter of social media being illegal until you're 18 and generally encouraging parents to just not even take their phones away from their kids, but like create phone-free zones in their home. Don't bring them into your bedrooms. Don't have them at the dinner table. Find interesting, exciting ways to connect with each other in person. Because if you live in the United States and you're listening to this right now, it means you're at a socioeconomic status where you can make these kind of choices, right? I'm not like talking to someone who is right now without agency. I'm not, I'm talking to someone right now who has a bunch of freedom and a bunch of money to spend and a bunch of time to spend. Spend it in community with family and friends around good meals and good food and wine. I mean, this rapid secularization coupled with this rapid, it's okay to drink. This is what I remind people. We should find reasons to be in community.